Okay guys, so I am back with another declutter. This time I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently. All of my makeup is now in this Alex 9 drawer, as well as along top of here, and then also along top of my desk over here. So I'm going to break this up into categories again. If you haven't seen my previous makeup declutter, I will leave that linked down below. I'm ready to start fresh in 2018, so here we go. I'm also going to be reorganizing and using some of this stuff, which you cut up and then you put in the drawers to keep things from sliding. So I'm going to be doing a declutter slash reorganization of my makeup collection, so let's just get right on into it. So I'm gonna go drawer by drawer. I'm gonna do the Alex 9 drawers first, and then I'll move to the stuff that's on top of the counters. So this first drawer is my powder, concealer, and color correcting drawer. So the first thing I'm going to do is take everything out, and then I'm going to cut a piece of that non-slip stuff and then place it in here. So now that I have this stuff in place, I'm going to place the products back into the drawer just so you can see my thought process as I'm decluttering, and then I will reorganize everything at the end. So these are all of my face powders as far as loose and pressed. I think this is all of them. So let's see here. Well, this Coty Airspun is my favorite powder of all time, so I'm definitely keeping that. This RCMA No Color powder I'm gonna keep. My Clinique Super Powder Double Face powder I'm gonna keep. This Miss Sporty So Clear powder I hit pan on, but it makes my skin look like super pink, so I'm actually gonna declutter this. What else do we have? I have the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder, which I'm gonna keep. What's this again? This is a color correcting powder. Let me think. So I don't need 2 yellow loose powders, so I'm actually going to keep this one, which is the Sephora Bright Set powder, and I'm going to get rid of the e.l.f. HD powder in, I guess, the shade Corrective Yellow. Yeah, Corrective Yellow. I'm going to declutter the e.l.f. one. Next I have this Bare Minerals Translucent Touch-Up Veil Pressed Powder, and I think I'm going to keep this, even though they don't make this anymore. I'm going to keep it for now and use it off camera. This is the Palladio Rice Powder, Loose Powder, and I'm going to keep that. This is the Tarte Smooth Operator. I'm going to keep this. This is like a super fine powder. And then this is the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder. I'm going to keep that for now. And then this is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. And this is in the shade Natural Beige. This one also makes my skin look kind of pink, so I'm going to declutter this one as well. And then this Stila color correcting thing I'm going to keep for now and see if I use it, because I've had this for quite some time and I think I've only used it like once, so I'll see about this one. Next, I'm going to be doing my color correctors, and right off the bat, I'm going to be keeping my Becca Backlight Targeted Color Corrector in the shade Violet. I love this stuff so much, so I'm definitely keeping that. Then we've got this Weibo 4-in-1 Concealer Palette. I love this so much, so I'm definitely keeping that. Then let's see, we've got these City Color color correcting sticks, and I'm going to get rid of the purple one for sure because I have the Becca purple. And then this orange one, I think, let me swatch it. I do really like this shade, but let me check out this color corrector here. So this one is a lot peachier and lighter. I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to keep both of them for now. Then we've got this Cover Everything Concealer by e.l.f. in the shade Corrective Yellow. And I think I'm just going to pass that on for now. Then we've got my City Color correcting powders in the shades. Oh, these don't have shades, but there's like a green one, an orange one, a yellow, and then a purple. And I'm going to keep all of these because I love these. Next we've got concealers, and right away I'm keeping my 3 Kat Von D Lock-It concealers. I have the shades Light 16, Light 18, and then Medium 24, so I'm going to keep all 3 of those. I'm going to get rid of this Cella Ivory Lace highlighter. I used this as a sort of like corrector for like lipstick like around my mouth, but I don't really use it that often, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to keep this Stila Stay All Day concealer in the shade Buff. I'm going to keep these 3 IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye concealers. I have 2 of the illumination ones and then 1 of the regular ones, and these are all 3 in the shade Medium, I believe. I'm going to get rid of this City Color Treat and Go stick concealer because I just don't really use these that often. I'm also going to get rid of this Boing concealer. It's just kind of old. It's in the shade 2, so I just don't need it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. Whoops. I'm going to keep this Kat Von D Lock-It concealer, the new like packaging. This is in the shade M19 Cool. And then I'm going to keep my Saddle Up concealer by Cowgirl Dirt. Also, I'm going to keep my Rimmel Match Perfection in the shade 245 Light. And I'm going to keep my Bourjois Healthy Mix concealer as well. So now that I've gone through this drawer, I'm going to put my little containers back in here and see how everything fits. I got these containers from the dollar store, as well as this like non-move stuff that's also from the dollar store. So here we go. So this is what the drawer looks like after. I was able to fit all of my powders in here, my full-size concealers here, my minis, as well as my like kind of potted concealers here, color correctors in the back, and then I did have this one extra Stila color corrector that isn't in an actual container, but it's still like easy for me to reach, so that works out perfectly. And now when I open and close the drawers, the little containers don't slip inside around. I did end up getting rid of 1, 2, 3 full-sized face powders, 1, 2 full-sized color correctors, and then I got rid of 3 concealers. So far, so good. Let's move on to the next drawer. Okay, so the next drawer I have are primers as well as foundations and setting sprays. So once again, I'm going to take everything out, cut some of that stuff to put in here, and then we'll go through the products. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Tarte concealer. This is the Empowered Hybrid Gel Foundation in this shade Light Medium Honey. I'm going to be keeping that. I'm also keeping my 3 Maybelline Fit Me's. I have the shades 120, 122, and 112. I love this foundation. This is my favorite drugstore foundation. I'm going to keep the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow as well as the Infallible Total Cover foundations. I really like both of these. I'm also keeping the CoverGirl Clean Matte Foundation. Actually, this is a BB cream, but I'm keeping it. This Clinique Even Better Makeup, I'm going to be decluttering. It's not my shade. We've got the It Cosmetics CC Plus CC cream thing that I'm going to keep. Let's see. I have my Stila Illuminating Liquid Foundation that I'm going to keep. I really like to use that to mix into other foundations to make them a little bit more yellow toned. Then we've got the Bare Minerals Original Foundation in the shade Light. And this is like a powder. I feel like I'm probably not going to use this, and it's still sealed. So I am going to declutter that. Then we've got the Tarte Guard Tinted Moisturizer, which I'm going to keep. And I'm also going to keep these two Makeup Forever HD foundation samples. Neither of these are my shade right now, but I do use these to mix in to my other foundations. I've used this one a ton. You can tell the like nozzle is super dirty. But yeah, so I'm going to keep both of those. Next we have setting sprays, and honestly I'm keeping all four of these. These are the only setting sprays that I own. I've got the Urban Decay Quick Fix. I've got the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is in like a really old packaging, so I really need to use that up. And then I've got the All Nighter again in a smaller version, and then I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. So I'm going to keep all four of those. Now on to full-sized primers. Honestly, I think I'm keeping all of these as well. I've got the Magical Moringa Primer, which I just got from Lush. I've also got the Snow Pore Blend Primer, which I'm keeping. I'm keeping the Estee Edit Radiance Activator, the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer, and my Maybelline Baby Skin. So I'm keeping all of those. So now it's time for my smaller sized primers. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep this Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment Illuminizer, as well as this Buxom something or other. This is the Divine Goddess Illuminizer. I'm keeping both of those. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this Korres Anti-Aging Primer. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. I'm going to keep this Burberry Fresh Glow Illuminating Base. I'm going to keep these Smashbox Minis. These both are the original Photo Finish, and then this is the Pore Minimizing Photo Finish. So I'm going to keep those. I really like this primer. I'm also keeping the Too Faced Hangover X or Hangover Primer. I'm keeping the Becca First Light Priming Filter, as well as my MAC Strobe Cream. This is the Trust Fund Beauty Gimme Good Face Base. I haven't even opened this yet, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that on. I'm going to keep this Benefit Professional Mini, as well as this Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. I've got these two Makeup Forever ones, which I'm going to keep. I'm also going to keep this Cover FX Illuminating Primer. And I am going to pass on this Tarte Clean Slate Poreless Primer. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. I am getting rid of 2 foundation products and then 3 mini sized primers. So this drawer is my highlighter drawer. I'm gonna try to be as good as I can about decluttering from here, but we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna keep up the routine, take everything out, and so on and so forth. You know the drill. Okay, so let's start with the cream highlighters. Okay, so I am definitely keeping this Milk Makeup holographic stick in the shade Supernova. Whoops, this is super, super pretty. I'm also keeping my Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops in this shade Celestial. I'm keeping my Hefty Highlight from Clinique Chubby Stick. This is the City Color Glowing Complexion Illuminating Cream. I'm going to swatch this. So as you can see, it's so pretty, but I'm not really sure how into it I am. We've also got the Butter London Cheeky Tinted Highlighter. And this, I feel like this is too dark for my skin. But let's see. Yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit too dark for my skin tone. So I'm actually going to get rid of both of those. This one smells like baby powder and it just is like, ugh, not a fan of it. So I'm going to declutter both of those. I'm keeping my Hard Candy Glow All the Way in the shade Doll Face. I love this stuff. And then I'm going to keep my Hard Candy, what are these called? Look Pro Illuminate and Strobing Multi-Mix and Drops. I really do like those. Now we'll move on to bigger highlighters slash palettes. So these are my Jeffree Star highlighters. I'm not getting rid of any of them. I have the shades Peach Goddess, So Effing Gold, Nefri, Crystal Ball, Summer Snow Cone, Eclipse, and King Tut. Here we've got the Wet n Wild Reserve Your Cabana. I'm going to keep that. I'm also keeping this Fergie highlight, the Center Stage collection in the shade Rosé Champagne Glow. But I am going to get rid of this Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating palette. It has this like, this is in the shade Catwalk Pink. It has this weird like glitter overlay, but once you like rub it off, it's gone. And it's just like so big and like, I like these Wet n Wild highlighters a lot better. So I'm going to pass that one on. I'm keeping my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. And I'm going to declutter this City Colored Timeless Beauty highlighting palette. It's really, really pretty, but I have so many highlighters that I love a lot more than these. And some of these don't really work for my skin tone as highlighters, so I'm going to pass that on. Here are a few random ones, and I'm not getting rid of any of these. Honestly, I have the 4 Kylie loose highlighters in the shades Santorini, Wisteria, Fiji, and Tahiti. I also have the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighters in the shades Golden Flower Crown, Blossom Glow, Crown of My Canopy, and then Precious Petals. And then I have the Illuminate by Ashley Tisdale highlighters. These are the illuminating shimmers in the shades Shimmering Sand, and then this one is the shade Beach Bum. These are so pretty, like, holy crap. And I really do like the packaging on these, like, so cute. So I'm keeping all of those. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna like set that there for now because I don't know, I'm just feeling like it. So I have some Becca highlights that I'm gonna keep. I have the shades Champagne Pop, which I absolutely love this shade. I have the shade Opal, which again is like, this is like probably my favorite Becca highlight. I have the shade Prismatic Amethyst, which is this super pretty like pinky purpley shade. And then I have a mini of Rose Gold, and I'm pretty sure this is like broken, but let me check. Yeah, this is like broken. I'm going to keep it though because I really do like that color. I'm also keeping the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight 10. This is so pretty. I bought this because of YouTube. I haven't used it on my face yet, but I did just recently get that. Okay, then I have some highlighters here. This is the Physicians Formula Blondes Powder Palette Multicolor Custom Bronzer. This is not a bronzer on my skin tone, but I am going to get rid of it because the packaging is so bulky and I never honestly use that. I'm going to keep my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light Year. This is so, so beautiful. I'm also keeping my Too Faced Love Light highlighter in Blinded by the Light. This is a stunning shade. I love that. I have 2 of these mini Watts Ups, and one of these was in my project, or my 12 pans of Christmas. It was my first project pan, and that's how much I used in 2 months, trying to use the crap out of it. This one has not been touched yet, so I'm going to declutter the new one and keep the used one. Then I've got another Hourglass powder, which I'm keeping, as well as the Laura Mercier highlight in 01. I love that shade. I love highlighters, if you couldn't tell. Then we've got the Laura Geller Gilded Honey, which is a no-brainer. I'm keeping that. We also have the e.l.f. Pink-tastic highlight, which I love so much. I'm keeping that. Then we've got the Luna highlighter, and this is in the shade Calypso. And this is super cool toned, so I actually am going to pass this on. I feel like I have to have something like that. It's so beautiful, but it's just not going to look right on my skin tone. I feel like it's going to be too gray. We've got the Pure Radiance All Over Face color from Bare Minerals, but that's definitely a highlight shade. And it's stunning. I'm going to keep that. And then I'm also going to keep this Golden Gate Radiance All Over Face color, which is so, so pretty. This one's a lot glitterier than the previous one. So those are all of my highlighters. So let's go ahead and reorganize this baby. So our next drawer is blushes. So far, this is all of the makeup we are decluttering. I am very proud of myself. I did not think that I was going to be able to do this well, honestly. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start off with a few that are definite keepers. I'm keeping all 4 of my Milani blush, my rose blushes. Is that what they're called? They're the powder blushes in Coral Cove, Blossom Rose, Tea Rose, and then Romantic Rose. I love this formula. Definitely keeping those. I'm also definitely keeping all of my Kat Von D blushes. I have 6 of them. We've got Mickey and Mallory, Mordecai and Gomez, Sid and Nancy, Hansel and Gretel, Bonnie and Clyde, and then Piff and Poe. So keeping all 6 of these. Okay, here's my next section of blushes. So I'm actually going to get rid of this City Color matte blush in the shade... what is this shade? I don't even know what shade this is. It doesn't have a shade name, but it's this like super duper hot pink. But I have other blushes that look just like this, so I'm going to declutter that one. I'm going to keep this Laura Geller Big Tarte blush and highlighter in Pink Valentine. This is so stunning. I'm also keeping the Stila Strawberry Cream Pop blush and bronzer duo. And then I'm keeping the Almay Smart shade in the shade Pink Rose, number 10. And then I'm keeping this Hard Candy Ombre Baked Blush in the shade Punch as well. So beautiful. Here's our next section of blushes. Now, I think a few of these products I said I decluttered in my previous video, but then I went and swatched and maybe kept a few of them. So if you're seeing products that I decluttered last time, that's why, but I feel like I'm probably going to end up just decluttering them again. So this is the Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics Caribbean Sun Bronzer and Blush Duo, and I'm going to declutter this. It's just not practical to use. I'm going to keep all of my Tarte blushes. I have 2 full-sized and 2 minis. I'm going to keep my Bare Minerals Pop of Passion Cream Blush, which is so pretty. I'm also keeping my ColourPop Cheek Super Shock Cheek Satin in Prenup. I'm keeping the Guava Butter Seraphine Botanicals stick. This is such a beautiful color, and you can use it for your lips or cheeks. And then I have these 2 Dirty Little Secret blushes. I'm going to actually go ahead and swatch these. So those are the two shades right there. I feel like this blush is too close to my skin tone, so I'm actually going to declutter that. And then this one, I'm going to declutter this as well. I'm not going to use it. I gotta be honest with myself. Okay, so this Cabana Boy is a product that I believe that I said I was going to declutter and I didn't, but I am going to declutter it this time because, again, it's just not practical to use. It is a really pretty color though. I've got these three Illuminate by Ashley Tisdale cream blushes. I have the shades. These are cream cheek and lip tints. This is the shade Peaches and Cream. So pretty. I just got these for Christmas. This is the shade Cocoa. And then this is the shade Rosé. So I'm definitely keeping those three. I'm also keeping my Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade Plum Pop. This formula of blush is stunning. I kind of want to get some more of those. Then we have this Butter London Piccadilly Circus Cheeky Cream Blush. And I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. This is just too dark for me. I'd have to be so careful when applying that. This is the Pacifica Wild Rose blush in the shade Wild Rose, I think. And this is a super pretty color, so I'm going to keep that. I have two NARS. Oh, sorry, I forgot about my phone. So I've got two NARS blushes. This is in the shade Ghoul something. I don't know. And then this is the shade Super Orgasm. I'm going to keep both of these because they're super pretty. I just need to remember to actually use those. And then this is the Bare Minerals blush in the shade, Golden Gate Blush. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to end up using this just because it's a loose blush that looks pretty pigmented. I don't know. I'm just not really feeling it. So I'm going to declutter that one. Okay, so these are the rest of my blushes, so let's get to work. These Milani blushes, I'm keeping all four of these. These are their baked blushes. I have the shades Bella Rosa, Coralina. This is Dulce Pink or Dolce Pink. And this is Delicioso Pink. So I love that formula to death. I'm also keeping my Urban Decay Afterglow blushes. I have the shades Quickie, Crush, and Bittersweet. I love those blushes. I need to use those more. I'm also keeping my Essence blush ups in the shades Heat Wave, which is this like corally one. And then this is the shade Pinky Flow, which is much cooler toned. I really like those drugstore blushes. Let's see here. These e.l.f. Cream HD blushes, I'm just gonna declutter these. I have the shades Headliner, which is a really pretty color, and then a Superstar. I just don't use those. Haven't used those since my last declutter. I'm keeping my Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. I just bought these. I think I bought every shade. So we've got Mellow Wine, Apricot in the middle, Fantastic Plastic Pink, Rosé Champagne, and Pearlescent Pink. Let's see if this is the NYX HD Grinding Blush, and I don't know, this is going to be in the maybe pile right off to the side. This is the MAC Proenza Collection Blush in the shade Ocean City, and I'm definitely keeping that. I'm also keeping my Bare Minerals Pressed Blush in the shade The Awakening. This is such a pretty color. I'm also keeping these four Too Faced blushes. I have the Sweethearts blush in Something About Berry. This is so pretty. I love this blush. I wore this every day for like months. And then these are just mini Love Flush blushes in the shades Crazy in Love, Dream Lover, and Baby Love. Then we've got this Bella Pierre Cosmetics Mineral Blush in the shade Desert Rose, and I feel like this is too close to my skin tone. Again, it's the shade all the way to the left. Yeah, I'm going to declutter that because I just think it's too light for me. Even though it's so pretty, like I wore that a lot, but I don't know, I just feel like it's too close to my skin tone. This is the Measurable Difference Baked Face Blush. I'm gonna, I love this formula. This is from TJ Maxx. It's really pretty, but I'm gonna declutter it. This Hikari blush is in the shade Tango, and I'm also gonna declutter this. Ooh, I know. Wow. Why am I being so good? I don't know. Oh, I do like that color. Ah, what do I do? Ah, maybe pile. Okay, let me swatch the Grinding blush because I feel like that's kind of similar to the Hikari one. So I do think I'm going to get rid of the NYX one, even though the color is super pretty. The format of it is basically like a loose blush and it's super pigmented, so I just feel like I'm not going to want to reach for that. So I'm going to declutter that, and I think I'm going to keep the Hikari one. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So now it's time to organize. Oh, I forgot to do a few products. This is the Naked Urban Decay Flushed palette in the shade Native. I'm definitely keeping this palette. This is the Sephora Pantone Universe palette in the shade Coral. I'm gonna declutter this because this is so old. And I think I bought that on clearance, so it was already the previous year. And then this is the e.l.f. Blush palette in the shade Light. And I'm going to keep this. Okay, so here's the drawer after. So I actually decluttered quite a few blushes, honestly. So we've got the Pantone palette, the Measurable Difference blush, the NYX HD Grinder blush, the Bella Pierre Cosmetics Loose blush, the Butter London Cream blush, the City Color blush, the Jelly Pong Pong Little Duo, the two Dirty Little Secrets blush shades. Then we've got the Cabana Boy blush, the Bare Minerals blush, and then the two e.l.f. cream blushes. So I did really good in that category. Okay, so this next drawer is kind of a messy drawer that gives me a lot of anxiety. So let's try to solve some of this, possibly. I've got my bronzers here, and then I've got backup mascaras in the back right there, and then random stuff just bunched up in here. So this needs some serious work. Alright, so I'm going to start out with the bronzers that are in this drawer. So here we go. These Too Faced ones, these are the Soulmates bronzer and blush duos. I have Ross and Rachel and Carrie and Big. I'm keeping those for sure. I love those. Those were limited edition products. I'm keeping this NYC Smooth Skin bronzer in Sunny. That's like a classic drugstore one. And I'm also keeping my Pink Leopard bronzer from Too Faced. I'm going to keep this Stila one. This is one of those, this is the Set and Bronze Baked Powder Trio. It's like a super glittery bronzer, and it's so pretty. I'm also keeping this Bare Minerals Bare Skin Sheer Sun. I have a little mini, and then I also have a big boy size, so I'm keeping both of those. These, let's see here. This is the Betty Illuminizer. Honestly, I need to get rid of this. The pan is broken on it, and this just does not suit my skin tone, so I'm going to pass this on. I've had this for a really long time. Then we've got the e.l.f. Aqua blush and bronzer something or other, and I'm going to keep that. I haven't tried it yet. And then this is the Bourjois bronzing powder in the shade 52, and this has like hard pan on it, but I'm still gonna keep it for now and try to use it again and see if it actually works or not. Then we've got the Fair Trade Coffee Wet n Wild limited edition little trio, which I'm gonna keep because I love that thing. I'm gonna keep this Tarte Park Avenue Princess little sculptor. Is this Park Avenue? Yeah, Park Avenue Princess Sculptor Cream Contour and Brush. Now we've got two mini Laguna bronzers, which I'm gonna keep both of those. Oh, I just dropped one. It probably broke. Nope, we're good. It's still intact. Then we've got a couple of these Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzers, and this is like my favorite bronzer, so I'm definitely keeping those. This Laura Mercier bronze shade in 03 I'm keeping. This Bahama Mama I'm gonna pass on. This e.l.f. Baked Highlighter and Bronzer Duo I'm going to keep. This Ciate bronzer in Bamboo bronzer I'm going to keep. This NYX powder blush thing I'm gonna keep. This is in the shade Taupe, and this is like a very popular shade for contouring, so I'm gonna keep that. And then this Pixie by Petra bronzer in the shade Summertime I am also going to keep because that color is just stunning. Okay, so these Real Techniques backup sponges are in here, and I'm going to keep those for sure. I love those. I'm also going to keep my Solid Beauty Blender cleanser little mini thing that I got in a Point Perk. I'm going to get rid of these little sponges just because I don't need them. I'm going to keep this Blotterazzi from Beauty Blender, and I'm also going to keep this mini Beauty Blender from Beauty Blender. I'm going to keep this lash glue from Ardell. This is the Lash Tight Adhesive. This stuff is no joke. I'm going to keep this eyelash curler. I'm not sure where this is from. I'm pretty sure it's from e.l.f., but I'm not 100% sure. Then I've got this brush cleaner. This is just like a daily disinfecting one, which I'm keeping. I'm going to get rid of this Kabuki brush just because I don't really need it. I have some other ones. I'm going to keep this one from e.l.f. I'm also going to keep this one from Wet n Wild. And then I'm going to get rid of these two. This one is from The Balm, and this one is from Bare Minerals. I just don't need those. I'm going to keep this Bare Minerals brush, though. It's like so cool. We've got a backup sharpening thing, which I'm keeping from Wet n Wild. I also have these sponges, these cosmetic sponges from the dollar store that I'm going to keep. And I have a few eyelashes. I have some from Cara, and then these are also from Cara. These are like individual ones, and then I have one set of regular lashes. I'm also going to keep these Clean and Clear oil-absorbing blotting sheets. I'm going to keep my Bite Lush lip wipes, but I'm going to actually take these out of the box and move them to my like lip care drawer, the one with the lip scrubs and lip balms in it. I'm going to keep this pink temporary hair chalk as well as these little rhinestones. I'm going to keep this extra sponge from a no-name brand. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this because I like my Real Techniques one, so I'm going to pass this one on. It's from that website. I'm not sure where that's from. I got this in an Ipsy bag, so I don't know what that says, but anyways, I'm gonna keep this little extra e.l.f. thing, and then this like weird eyelash curler thing. Whoops, that I don't even know where I got this, but it's kind of cool. I think I got it from Target. So yeah, that was everything that was in this drawer. So let's do some organizing now. Actually, I lied. I have this container still. I didn't mean I lied, but like I still, I said that was all that was in this drawer, but I still actually have all of this stuff, which I don't really feel like going through all this right now, but I do need to take out a new mascara, so let's try out this NYC Get It All mascara. Let's check out the wand. Okay, yeah, we're gonna use this one as my new daily mascara because I just used up my other one. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave all of that in there for now because I don't know where else to put it. Then we've got our bronzers right here, which I'm keeping there. And now all this other stuff, okay, and this is the final product of this drawer. It's still very chaotic, but it's a lot better than it was. And from this drawer, I only got rid of these 2 bronzers, and then I got rid of 3 kabuki brushes, and then these little sponges, as well as this beauty sponge right there.